YouTube. Hello, my good YouTube friends. It's been what, like 2 months since I haven't posted anything here about my like any updates, and there's been so much that has been going on in the past 2 months that you wouldn't even believe it. Whether you know me or you don't know me, like a lot of things have changed in the past 2 months. Case you don't know me, for the new guys, and I hope you like the setup. By the way, like like I've set it up everything for my high ticket sales background. So because now I'm doing closing. In case anyone is new here, I've been doing sales, so high ticket sales online specifically, for about like 10 months ish now at this point. I've started as a setter and transitioned into closing lately, like two months ago. Like when I posted the last video is pretty much when I left the DM setting offer that I was on. I was working on a top offer on WOP as a DM setter. Wanted to transition into closing on that particular offer because it's obviously an amazing offer where I could have learned so much stuff, but obviously didn't do it and couldn't do it in any way because the manager said to me, "Well, Sebastian, you're not there yet. You just can't do it. It's you can't really catch up with those closes. It's going to take too long. Like those closes are excellent. They'll be closed for 1 year, 2 years, blah blah blah. If you don't have any experience, it's gonna just take too long for you to catch up. You're not gonna make enough money. You're gonna get discouraged, blah blah blah. Like they didn't say those exact things, but that's essentially what could have happened if I went into closing into that particular offer. And I was like, okay, you know what? I had an honest conversation with the setter manager, and I decided to leave the offer. Like also himself like said it to me like, bro, like leave the offer. And that was the moment where I left the offer. And after not even a week, like after 3 or 4 days, I've invested into Kurt Udo, who is an absolute sales savage, and I invested into him like 3 or 4 days after. In the DMs, I've actually paid Nick, was his DM setter that I also knew from the offer that I was on, and I've just paid him through the DMs. It's a 10K investment in total. I don't know if I can say that. It's roughly it's a lot of money, and I've paid a deposit down like in the DMs without even jumping on a call. Said okay, I'm gonna go all in now. Don't have the confidence, it doesn't matter because you're going to feel that way when you're transitioning from setting to closing. You're going to feel, wow, okay, like I have never done anything like this, never taken any calls. What am I doing? Like I'm pretty good at setting, but at the end of the day, if you look at your situation, you're kind of settling, right? Um, because I was looking at my situation, I was like, okay, I'm very good at setting. Why don't then I just stay in this setting space, find the right offer? I have the proof, I have everything, and then just print like 7K a month, 8K a month. That's literally going to change my life. Why wouldn't I just do that? Because I'm not willing to settle for that. I've seen people in curse stores and in closing making 20, 30, 40, 50K a month. That's the level that I want to be at. It's not even because the life is completely different. Well, obviously the life is pretty different of 50K a month and 7K a month, but it's kind of like this: what kind of standard do I want to set for myself and for my family? What do I want to show myself? What am I capable of? If there's people that have been in sales for 2 years and they're making 40K a month consistently, why can I not? Why can I not just do that? Go for that. Go, right? Not many people are doing it, but if you have the right skill set, you can. And so I was like, okay, bet. I'm going to show myself, I'm going to show everybody that this year everything is going to change. And so I joined the program, invested a ton of money. I not paid off like the full thing. It's a 5 investment. But that's what I've done. It's kind of like I had the urgency under my butt. I've also spoken to Nick, my setter coach. I'm kind of hesitant, blah blah blah, and he's just been super direct with me, and just told me what I needed to hear, which is what is like we had an honest conversation, and I hope that throughout my story, like what happened to me, I can help you like overcome the same thing. Because you don't want to be in a situation where you're stuck setting for like 1 year, 2 years, just because you're comfortable, right? Because it's very easy when you become good at setting, which is pretty not that difficult. You become comfortable with the gold, with the money that you're making. But for me, at least, then if you're happy with that, that's fair enough, like fair. But if you're not, then If you know what your potential is, then push for more. It made me just really realize that I was essentially like settling. Because at the end of the day, I was looking at my situation. Am I being comfortable or am I settling? I'm not comfortable because I'm not living the life that I want to live. So now it's just a matter of me settling for less than what I know I can achieve. So that made me think, um, and pretty quickly. So went into closing, made I've landed. It took quite a while to land my first offer. Took about 1 month because we have limits and placements and everything, but obviously with closing, it's a bit different than when setting. In terms of like, obviously with closing, you're closing the deals, so people just want to make sure that they're hiring someone that can actually do that for them, because otherwise they're literally losing money. With setting is not that big of a deal. You can train someone, they can become good in no time, like in a few weeks, 1 month, 2 months, but it doesn't really take, baseline doesn't take as much time. Closing, it can take a lot more time to develop into like a good rep, right? And then they literally lose the money. So obviously they're looking now for people that have a minimum of experience. Then obviously if you don't have experience but you're an absolute like killer, they're gonna hire you anyway because you're gonna see the skill set in you. But I've never done any closing, and even though I've done setting, closing it's a bit of a different skill. Like it's the same. It's in the same like field, let's say, but obviously it's on Zoom calls. You go deeper into everything. You have objection handling. Like obviously, it's not the same exact thing, so you have to still become good at it. So, and that's one thing that I haven't realized at the beginning. It's kind of like most people when they get into closing, when they think about closing, and myself too as well, like 100%. It was kind of like I thought, well, if I'm gonna get into the right offer, then I will make the money that I want. It's kind of like that mindset where if I have X, then I will achieve Y. But that's not really like really how it works, right? When you have the skill set, then you can go and get the offer that prints, right? Because if you get into the right offer, into the good offer, but you don't have the skill set, you're not gonna stay. So you're not gonna make any money. And then plus you're gonna also not ruin your reputation, but it's kill the reputation within that company specifically, or with those people around that, because they know that your skill set is not there, so they won't even refer you. Meanwhile, if you join even a mediocre company, but if you have the skill set, then they will see, right? They will see. They will just see, and even if you leave because you're not making the money that you want, they're gonna refer you to other people. So it's all a game of skills. If you have the skills, then now you need the network. But if you're in a mentorship group where there is the network and people know that you're good, because if you're good but nobody knows that you're good, then it won't work. But if you're good and you get people to see that your skills throughout your network, throughout mentorship program, throughout IG stories, YouTube, whatever it might be, then you can kill it, right? I've done that, and I've taken my first sales call about 1 week after, 1 month after joining. It was April, so I've joined in March. Then in April, I've taken my first sales call. I've done 500 USD. My first 2 weeks on the offer. Obviously, it was. I'm still on the offer, like I'm taking one call every now and then. Like nobody's really caring about the offer, but I'm making a bit of money, like here and there. But it's kind of like it was obviously a very very like a bad offer, right? B2C trading, but it's not about trading. It's the offer itself. The AOV, the average order value is really low, but and etc. But I was closing, and I'm closing a fair amount of deals on that offer. So I thought that now I just need the right offer, but in reality, it was just that I was just talking to broke people that wanted to make a few dollars here and there, and obviously they're kind of like their mindset is different from how they talk to you in sales calls is pretty different from people who are more aware of calls, of just things, of how the world works in general. But those people, they don't have money, so it's easy for you to reframe them or to have like resistance or to challenge them because they're broke and they're poor, so in terms of mentality. But it's tougher for you to make money, like make good money, because you're closing for like 500 500 deals, right? So it also becomes like low ticket sales instead of high ticket sales. So it's not the place you want to be at. But taking a lot of experience from that, definitely. and now I'm at a better offer. Well, I'm stacking offers. Started to get a bit more calls, a bit more volume, but not as much. It's still a trading offer. It's making about 100K a month. And the sales manager is actually a friend of mine. I've sold myself to the sales manager. Guys, when talking like quick thing, when it comes down to talking to a sales manager, talking to someone, and they say they talk always about their experience, don't have experience or whatever the excuse they give you is, or we'll look at other people, you have a conversation, an interview with them, and they say to you, oh, gonna look at other people. Well, think about it. If you truly were the person they were looking for, why would they look for other people? So you need to objection handle them right there on the spot, like in the moment. Like show them that you're worth it. Show your skill set. Show that you're good enough. Show that you're better than others. Show that you have the courage. That's one mistake that I've done that you guys can definitely like you implement it, and you're going to get the role, right? It's good, like the likelihood of you getting the role skyrockets, even if you don't do a great job, because you just show confidence. You show hunger that you want to make it happen. So I've added a second offer to the roster, getting more volume and everything. But here I've realized a couple of weeks ago that my skill set is just simply not there, because the average order value, so the deal, like the cash that I'm closing deals for, like the cash that I'm getting, that I'm closing per each deal is way higher, like 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, which is awesome because I'm making much more money with much less effort. But I could have closed a lot more deals if I'm honest. And it comes down to discovery and objection handling skills. So closing in general. This is because I'm talking to higher level people as well. So talking to people making 50, 70, well, not 50, 70, 100, 150K a year. So they're more aware. They have more stuff going on. And so they're pretty like, they're more careful of how they spend money and how they show up on calls and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much the update that I have for you guys, and about my life. I felt like I needed to make a video, and probably I'm also going to share it. Probably I'm also gonna share it on with other people in the space for sure, and just show them about my journey. What's it looking like? So yeah, guys, I'm gonna stay accountable. I'm gonna say my numbers because I want to hold myself accountable to the things that I want and the life that I want to change, and that I'm actually going to change. So I've closed 3 deals so far on this brand new offer, out of 12, but collected 9.5K. So it's not too bad. I need to collect the remaining 3K from a follow-up from one of those guys. It's going to be 12K out of 3 closes. That's pretty solid, but the closes are not there. I'm also looking for another offer to stack offers to get more volume in. But now I'm just focusing on learning, studying calls from Kerr as well. A lot, asking questions, because I realized I really need to drill this in and really understand how to go about payments as well. It's something that I never really thought about. But if you don't know how to go about payment, making people feel comfortable when they pay, introducing the credit like in the right way, in the financing options, then it creates a bit of friction. So you want to eliminate that when you're going through payment, obviously. So that is pretty much it. Handsome gents and everybody that's watching. So that being said, I'm gonna catch you guys soon. Let me know if this has been helpful in any way. And yeah, peace out.